Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragonfly Engineering. So this week I've got a quick update on the custom CAD CAM computer build that we did about maybe a month or so ago. And that was 2 episodes, so check those out if you haven't seen those. But in that episode we built a custom computer, which is this one right here. And with purchased components and a big video card so that I could run Mastercam on this computer. And in the second episode, I showed how I loaded Windows 11 onto the computer, and eerie foreshadowing of problems that I thought would occur. Usually 18 months after you load Windows onto a computer, all of a sudden it stops working correctly, which generally coincides when a new version of Windows is available. So I estimated 18 months, but in reality it took about 18 days for Windows 11, and specifically the OneDrive in Windows 11, to completely destroy the computer and render Mastercam inoperable. I guess I'll digress. The computer wasn't destroyed. It's just all of my data was deleted off of the computer. And since Mastercam uses the documents folder for some of its settings, all of the Mastercam files that control how it operates were also destroyed by OneDrive. So let's go into the details about exactly how that happened, and hopefully I can help you prevent it from happening to your computer and all of your data. I was able to, in all disclosure, I was able to recover almost all of my data from the wastebasket recovery, but it was arduous and a little scary. So let's jump onto the computer and I can show you what I'm talking about the OneDrive and how it can kill all of your data and your software. All right, so here we are in the Windows 11 interface. And when I installed Windows 11, it automatically by default installed the OneDrive, which I then had to remove from the computer.
I know that you were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
So if we look, well actually it's still in my recycle bin, so if we go over to the recycle bin, and the OneDrive is this syncing utility where Microsoft wants all of your files to be on your computer, but then ultimately stored on their server using the OneDrive, which is kind of like the iCloud for Apple devices. And I'm not a big fan of having all of my information or files or work or CAD information, all my documents, being sent up to Microsoft server and stored on Microsoft server.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
With the added frustration that they only give you 5 gigabytes of free space on the Microsoft Cloud server, or OneDrive is what they call it. And if you fill up your 5 gigabytes, then you have to pay money to get more than 5 gigabytes. So it was badgering me for my credit card number and all of that stuff. So I was like, well, I don't want the OneDrive syncing service, so I decided that I would just uninstall it.
Stop there.
In the All Apps, I was able to uninstall the OneDrive, and if we look, I don't see it on here anymore. So I figured, well, okay, so we're good. I got rid of the OneDrive application, so I don't have to be hassled by it anymore.
Don't come over here and disrespect like that again. Wrong. Wrong.
Microsoft. But that actually is not the case with OneDrive. If you just uninstall the application from Windows 11, the OneDrive remains on your computer, and it's not very obvious. The only way that you know that you're still working with the OneDrive on your computer, even after you uninstall it, is that you need to see in your documents, which currently we're looking in my recycle bin, so I've already blown away the OneDrive completely off my computer, as far as I know. And the little icon in your file folder, so you click on Windows Explorer, and if you look over here at Documents, you You can see I actually have the old style file folder here under Documents. But if you have, again, this is the recycle bin, so I've already deleted this crap off of my computer. But over here in your home area or your Explorer in File Explorer, if your Documents icon is not this old style manila folder, but it's this like computer server looking icon, then OneDrive is still active on your computer, and it's just not going to sync up and call home every time you have a new thought in your head. And that's what got me. So I assumed I was no longer working with OneDrive, but every now and then I would print out like a tool list from Mastercam, which is the toolpath program like that programs the milling machines to cut parts. It's the CAM part after you do the CAD part of a part design. For those who are not familiar with this machining channel. Anyway, in the path when I would print out a tool list would have OneDrive still in the file path. You know, if you look under your C drive, there's, you know, it'd say C and then OneDrive and then David Eberhardt or Dragonfly Engineering and then a bunch of stuff and then the tool list. So I was like, I uninstalled OneDrive, but it's still here. Well, fast forward a few days later, I was actually using a screen recorder app on this computer, which is recording the screen full time, and it creates several gigabyte MPEG files or video files. And after I had made 2 recordings for the Mastercam video that I did a few weeks ago, this Documents folder approached 5 gigabytes, which happens to be the limit that Microsoft gives you free data for. And then I was having problems with Mastercam actually working at all. So I was getting effects in Mastercam where basically menus on the screen would stop functioning, and I was having trouble actually saving files. Or if I would save a file in Mastercam, the file would just get blown away. It would be just, the file name would still be there, but there'd be 0 bytes in it. And Mastercam just became generally unstable for use. So I was like, why is this? You know, and then ultimately, after maybe another day of attempting to get Mastercam to work with continued instability of every time I would save the file in Mastercam, Mastercam would crash. It would just crash and then that's it. And it would try to reopen the file and the changes that I had were not there anymore, et cetera, et cetera. So I started to investigate. And I was looking in Mastercam's, or I actually called the tech support for Mastercam, the local tech support here, and discussed it with them. And they told me that in my Documents folder under my Mastercam, that basically under the configuration for Mastercam, the Mastercam workspace file was corrupted and didn't work anymore. And it was actually 0 bytes. So then I was like thinking, well, maybe the OneDrive is still here because I still see remnants of the OneDrive in the path for Mastercam's printouts of tool lists and things. So a little further investigation, I was able to see something called OneDrive temp, which is this folder right here. And I was like, huh, that's weird. There's a temporary folder for the OneDrive, and which I hadn't seen before. And then I was snooping around and I was thinking, well, I should delete this because I don't want OneDrive and I already uninstalled OneDrive from the operating system, so I'll delete this temp folder. But before I did that, I went over to my regular Documents folder, which is this one here, which had, unfortunately at the time, the little server icon instead of the old-timey regular manila folder icon. And I was like, well, all of my documents are still in the document folder, so I think it's safe to delete the OneDrive temporary folder. So as soon as I deleted this OneDrive temporary folder, and again, it's still in my recycle bin, it was a dramatic effect on the computer because everything in the Documents folder disappeared, and everything on the desktop, like all of these icons, also disappeared. And I was like, uh-oh, I just lost everything. And it was all gone. And then I attempted to open up Mastercam again. And all I got on Mastercam was basically just a workspace with none of the menus or no ability to actually operate Mastercam, because the folder that Mastercam was using, which Mastercam was pointing to the under Documents and My Mastercam 2024, it was gone. Everything was gone in it, and all I got was just a unusable seat of Mastercam with no actual menus or clickable buttons, because the configuration was gone in Mastercam, and as well as all of the other documents that I had created in this computer. So that was a little concerning, as one would imagine.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
That basically the computer became worthless and all of the data was gone because I deleted this OneDrive temp folder, which seemed pretty benign. But what actually is going on with OneDrive, even after you uninstall the OneDrive app from your computer, is that all of your work that you do on your computer, which is anything that's in your Documents folder, which is this one, or the one that I fixed over here, and everything on your desktop is actually stored in this OneDrive temp folder. And all of the other clickable icons, which you think are your documents, are actually just shortcut links to this OneDrive temporary folder, which I believe was hidden as default. So none of your work is actually where you think it is. All of the work that you do on your computer, if you have this little icon Documents with the little server icon on it, exists in this OneDrive temp folder. And what this OneDrive temp folder is a buffering folder that is collecting all of the work you do on your computer, and it's waiting to upload it to Microsoft's server to sync it up with Microsoft Server. So I lost everything when I deleted this OneDrive temp folder, and I was not aware that this little server icon on your Documents folder, which is default in Windows 11, is actually a link to the Windows Cloud, or more specifically to the OneDrive temporary folder, which wants to sync up with the Windows Cloud. So it's very deceiving to me, and if you don't know this, then you should look into it. So now I'm going to tell you how I fixed the problem on my computer. So okay, Mastercam wasn't working anymore, so I had to uninstall Mastercam, and I also had to delete all of the instances of Mastercam in the C programs folder for the Windows operating system. I had to delete entities or registries of Mastercam 2024 in the Windows registry, which normally you don't mess with. So registry edit, I had to open and find the Mastercam mentions and then delete those folders that talked about Mastercam. And then I had to reinstall Mastercam from scratch after I deleted all of the locations where Mastercam would be. The next thing I did is I removed the Documents icon that has this this server icon. I deleted that from over in my File Explorer. And then I searched down inside of the C drive under the Windows settings. So let's see here. So I'm in Local Drive C, and then Users, and Dave E is me. I'm the user of this computer. And then I found this folder, which is Documents. Now this is the old style Documents folder that you would have in previous Windows instances, like Windows 7 or Windows 10. But in Windows 11, this Documents folder is kind of buried. So after I deleted the server link Documents icon over here, which misleads you to think that is your Documents folder, I then dragged this document shortcut over to this shortcut area, and let's see if it'll. Okay, it's already there. So, but yeah, that's what I had to do. So now when I'm saving files to this computer, and I click on this manila folder icon, then my actual files exist on this computer. But there's no other way to see, as far as I could tell, that if you're using the OneDrive link to the Windows server or to this OneDrive temp folder, it doesn't make it clear up here in your path that OneDrive is still all up in your business. So anyway, I hope this helps, but it was quite frustrating and full of dismay and doom when I was using Windows 11 with OneDrive. And then, so the next step was to try to recover my lost data, which I assumed it was completely gone. So then I started digging around in the recycle bin, and I saw the OneDrive temp. Let's click on that now. And see, yeah, there's 0 bytes in it. Because when I deleted the OneDrive, it deleted all the files in it. But then I snooped around some more, and I came up back to this OneDrive documents file location. And if I double click on this one, see, this only has 2.34 kilobytes in it. Oh, okay, that's not it. So, you know, this is still misleading because this is the OneDrive, which has 180 kilobytes in it. So if I double click this one, yeah, you know what? It's even more misleading. I think I misspoke. There's this server documents thing, and then there's also this other OneDrive. Yeah, you can see right here. C user Davey OneDrive. And then the link on this one, the original link, was C users Davey app data, roaming Microsoft Windows libraries. Okay, so it was actually this folder icon. If your folder icon has the little server, like backwards American flag, which I guess is fitting for Microsoft OneDrive, then this is the icon that you don't want to use unless you want to have Microsoft always upload your personal data and then charge you money if you want to expand that, which 5 gigabytes these days is pretty gone pretty quick. Anyway, so yeah, so so to get my data back, what I wound up having to do, unfortunately, I had to reinstall this OneDrive, my documents folder, back into the computer. So I basically had to reinfect my computer with the Trojan virus, which is OneDrive from Windows, so that I could actually get all of my files back out of it. So I had to reinstall the OneDrive folder back on, pull all of my property out of it, and then I had to delete it again, and it wound up back in the recycle bin. And I'm leaving it here just in case there's some other funk that I have to deal with in the future. But if we look at it, yeah, you have to click restore to actually get Windows to give you your data back. Anyway, so it was quite frustrating, but I did get all of my CAD data back in the end. And then after I did extract my property from this folder, while it was back over in this location, I mean, this OneDrive folder actually repopulated itself over here, and I think this one actually went away again. I pulled my data back out and I deleted this OneDrive folder, and then I put my actual folder on this computer back in the Windows Explorer. So anyway, that was the saga. So, and warning about Windows 11 and OneDrive. Oh, and then, in other news, in Dragonfly engineering news, to add to the frustration of general existence here, yeah, so anyway, I was, working on getting building permits for my garage. This is the garage edition that I mentioned in a previous episode. Well, I'm on the cusp of getting the final permits issued. But of course, the city wound up wanting to charge all these fines because there was a violation on the garage that some neighbor called in 2 years ago. And yeah, so they doubled the fee for the permits because of some electrical panel violation and termite repair that was done at some point. So I called them up and I said, hey, you know, why are the fees twice as much? It was $2,800 for basically a repair to a garage wall and a 200 square foot addition on the back of a non-residential garage. And it was $2,900. So I called him up and I was like, hey, you know, I think this is too high. And the guy's like, oh, I made a mistake. And, you know, like for instance, one thing, or he explained how they doubled all of the permit costs, but they also doubled the cost of the plumbing that I'm adding to the garage. You know, so if I guess if you have a violation, they just take every part of the permit and they just double it, and they call it an investigation. So, you know, so the electrical panel, they doubled the permit for that. Or there's two instances, $230 for the original electrical permit, and then $230 for the violation of the electrical panel. But there was also a plumbing one, so they charged me $230 for the new plumbing that I'm going to run out to the garage from the street. But then they charged the violation, the double $230 for the plumbing violation. And I was explaining to the guy at the city, I was like, well, there is no plumbing in the garage, so plumbing is new. So you shouldn't charge me a code violation on the garage where there's actually no pipes in the garage at the moment. So anyway, they said, okay, we'll recalculate it and send you a new bill. Well, I got the new bill and they did take the plumbing code violation off because there was no plumbing in the building to start with. But the new invoice was $3,500. And they said, oh, we miscalculated, so here's your new bill. So basically, the moral is when I called to complain about the bill, they said, oh, we'll recalculate it. And they added, you know, like $600 or $700 more to the bill. And then asked me, would you like to complain to the next level in the city?
Yeah.
At which point I decided not to, because I don't want another $500 bill added onto the permit. So yeah, Dragonfly Engineering, we got Windows basically hijacking all of the data, and the city is basically doubling the cost of permits and then adding more on top of that. And
I set the building on fire.
Yeah, it's a bit much. So I need to seek some guidance, maybe from Bob Ross. You got to talk to me, Bob Ross.
Shoot, take life easy. Just let it go.